Hey, Sarah from Thermomix in Albury. So, I was going to do this as a live, but I got a little bit nervous because I've never made it before. I'm making fondant. I've made some cookies over the back and I love those cookies that are stamped and anyway, I thought I'd have a go. And especially with the Greatest Australian Morning Tea that's on at the moment. So I'll pop the link in the comments. So if you do have a few spare dollars, please donate. It's a really worthy cause. But first of all, we're going to make some fondant in my lovely TM6. So I've actually popped it into Cook Today. So just go to My Week. You won't be able to see it. Oh, you can a little bit. Oh, there it is, fondant. So I'll just take the lid off. Okay, start cooking. So 40 grams of water. Oh, 39. I think that'll be perfect enough. Okay, next, 3 teaspoons of gelatin powder. Now, when you're putting things like this in, try not to pop them on the blades. Try and pop them actually directly into the water. This makes life a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3. Next, pop our lid on. Now we want our gelatin to bloom. I think that's the technical word for it. So 1 minute, 60 degrees. Okay, so pop that over there. We'll get our other ingredients ready whilst we wait, which is not very long, it's only a minute. Now, in a minute I'm going to have to pop my fondant on my mat, but they asked me to put it onto foreign little bits and bobs. Slightly dusted mat. I love it how Cookie Doo tells you everything you need to do. It's really handy. Okay, a couple of seconds more. So have you thought about upgrading to a TM6 yet? I must admit, I'm in love with mine. Okay. Oh, that looks nice and creamy. So that means it's bloomed because it's come up in temperature. The jug's nice and warm. Okay, so I'm going to tear it. 100 grams of glucose, which is, I'm pretty sure, pure sugar. Because fondant is just so good for us. Not. Again, try not to get it on the blades. 23. And this is messy, sticky stuff, so it's probably not something that you'd get the kids to do. Okay. Nearly there. Having the scales built in, I tell you, it's just, it makes life so much easier. And they're good scales too. The upgraded version of the TM6, I think if I just leave this here dripping, we'll get up to the 100. The upgraded version of the TM6 weighs to the gram, whereas the TM5 weighs to the 5 grams. So when you are baking, those small differences make a big difference. Okay, so next, glycerine. Now, it's written back to the front, but anyway. So I had to hunt for this. I found it in, I looked in the baking section, but it wasn't there. I looked in the health food section, it wasn't there. Then I asked someone at Woolworths and they told me it's in the medicinal section near the Mylanta. I went, oh, okay, of course it is. Where else would it be? I've never used it myself, so I wasn't quite sure what medicinal properties it does actually have. Soothes the skin and maintains skin hydration. Well, we're going to have very hydrated biscuits. Anyway, but after looking for a good fair few minutes, apparently it was out of stock. So I got mine at the chemist and it took me a minute to find. So Woolworths, look in the medicinal section. Okay, 15 grams. I'm not quite sure how fast this will actually come out. There we go. Okay, insert lid. That'll be a nice gooey mess in there. Okay, 1 minute on speed 60. So this month's is nearly over actually, it's the 31st today. So if you are interested in getting yourself a TM6, we have some amazing purchase gifts at the moment, but as of tomorrow, we've got a beautiful one actually. I'll show you right now, I've got it here. It is the toolkit. Everything in this toolkit is really good quality. So I keep it in my consultant kit, but I have another one in the caravan. Like, that is not going to bend. It's got a great peeler. The knife, two little knives in it, really sharp, really good quality. And of course the scissors, always really handy. And do you think I remember to get them out when I need them? No, I usually steal scissors out of the kids' rooms, bedrooms, and they're always blunt. But great for, you know, picnic hampers, when you're going somewhere cooking. But yeah, that plus a beautiful, I think it's Simply Delicious cookbook. Don't quote me on that one. Is the purchase gift for next month. So if you're interested, there's $150 value there just for ordering a Thermomix. Okay, 600 grams of icing sugar. Now usually I would make my own icing sugar, but it did specify to use soft icing sugar. And because this is the first time I've made this, I didn't want to, you know, stuff it up already. So 600 grams, which I didn't tear. So let's pop it on there. So I've put in 44. Okay. So what am I? I'll tear it now and I'll go to 550. I should have pre-weighed this. It would make this little video so much quicker. 600 grams is a lot of sugar. I might need to crack open another packet. I think I will. Oh. Yeah, I will just in case. And instead of going to steal the kids' dodgy scissors out of their bedrooms, I'll use my nice sharp ones. Ooh, lovely. Okay, perfect. Okay, next, pop the lid on. Next, 10 seconds on speed 6. My kids have been eyeing off these biscuits for a while. Okay, next, keep the measuring kit inserted. And we're going to knead it for 15 seconds. Oh, that's coming together really well. I wish I had one of those downward cameras. I'm not quite that talented. I've got an actual demo today in person, so I'm really excited. I think it's my first real demo since COVID's been over. Okay, next, dust our silicone mat, which I've already done. Okay, transfer. It's going to be sticky apparently, which it looks very sticky. Still feel some in there on the blades. Okay, so ideally I'd like to use my Thermomix one, but that's actually in the wash. So, because it's quite rigid, and I think that's something I need right now, because this is really quite solid. It comes off the thing. Actually, while I was at the supermarket, I should have priced this this morning, because I must admit it it isn't the cheapest stuff on earth. Oh, it is sticky. Okay. There's still quite a bit in the bottom. So what it says next is 20 grams of icing sugar. And I think that's just to get the rest off the blades. Okay, 26. Next. 5 seconds on speed 7, so yeah, that's just how whiz it off. Okay, and remember, you can do that with bread or anything that's stuck around your blades. Just give it a good whiz and it'll... Okay, and we're going to knead all that together by the sound of it. Okay. Now it says, dust hands well, bring it all together. Give it a good knead. Now this is, it was really sticky, but once you floured your hands nicely, that looks fantastic. Next, now dust hands well with sifted icing sugar. Oh, I didn't sift it. And knead into a ball, using the extra icing sugar as needed until fondant is smooth and less sticky. And it's definitely that. And look at that. That's beautiful. Transfer into a sealable container and set it aside until required. Now, I actually need this now, so, because I've got my cookies over there. So I'm going to give it, I'm not quite sure if I just want, I want a nice dusty pink, but I've got some raspberry colour. Try and use a natural colour if you can. And this will, I like the model colour. I'm not sure if that will happen, but they do advise actually to use the powdered colours, which I've got somewhere. But again, it's been a long time since I've done much cake decorating. Now that's actually getting stickier as I'm working it. I think my hands are probably heating it up. So I'll just keep dusting my hands with icing sugar. And now that pink's starting to come through. That's so pretty. Funny story. I bought a gold leaf for today, just to have a little go. Oh, look at that! That's pretty. And I opened it up to show the kids in a way. Went, oh, and I might add there was no wind. Just must have been the slightest movement in the air. And look, it's not something that I've used before, but I seen it on the shelf and went, $5. I'm going to have a go at that. But we did catch it, and the kids had a little taste, and they couldn't believe how gold tastes like nothing, which was really bizarre. Okay. Oh, that's coming really pretty now. Oh, can you tell? That's a really pretty pink. Okay, so what I'm going to do, there's some sticky bits here. I might grab my bread scraper and get, oh no, they've come off all right. We'll just use a section of it and see how we go. I've been wanting to try this for ages. I see them on Instagram and on Pinterest. I went, oh wow, that looks beautiful. And that is really nice. It's quite marbled. So it's not like a dead pink, a dead dusty pink. Okay. Now, I've got a couple of options because I've got a love heart and I've also got the round cutter. And for the round cutter, I've got my stamps. So I've got homemade and I've got eat me. I think the kids will appreciate those. But I plan to actually put it in the kids' lunch boxes. Kind of loves it when I put pink things in the lunch boxes because he goes, oh, I'm so manly, Mum. And that has stuck a little bit, so before we get too excited and try and take it off, I'm just going to unstick it and dust some icing sugar under it, because I can hear the fellas outside. They're going, oh, I'm just going to go inside, and they don't realise I'm doing a video. Okay, so let's see how we go. Cut out one of each. Nice little circle. And what do we want? Homemade, I think. That's on top. Stamp it straight down. Oh, that looks awesome. Now what we'll do is we'll grab a cookie, we'll grab some water to stick it on with. Now I love the thought of these as little wedding favours. They're really popular, and you don't have to have them super fancy. People spend so much money. Okay, now all I need to do is pop that on top, lightly press it down. Now how, oh, can you see it? Homemade, that's perfect. I love it. Okay, so that's one done. There's a few over there, but we're just going to do two today. Now I've got my love heart. And brush it with water, just so it sticks on. Pop it on. It's lovely because it's slightly smaller, because when I've baked, I've used the same cutter, when I've baked, they've spread just that little bit. Beautiful. Now, let's try and put some gold leaf on. The little bit that I did actually salvage. Let's see how I go. It's a bit of fun. Okay, all it looks like is a bit of foil. Oh, it's just so delicate. Oh, I'd like to put on a couple of pieces, so. Maybe down there. Try and be arty. Bit here, bit there. Can't waste that little bit on my thumb. A little bit more. My fingers are too clumsy. But oh wow, very cool. Put there. Let's press it down. How awesome does that look? I've actually got some gold paint somewhere too. I might dig that out and brush a couple with a paintbrush. So that is fondant on cookies. And I'll let those dry. And that won't come off. That's fantastic. And I might even keep a couple for a week or so and just see how they go and what the icing does. So see how hard it goes. So it'll be really interesting. Wow, 22 minutes. I've chatted long enough, or this is not going to go up onto Facebook. I might have to put it onto YouTube. So have a cracking day. Have a go. The bickies were really easy, just off cookie dough. The fondant, again, really easy. Just, you know, chemist or in the medicinal section. And that's the glycerine. And have fun.